We are live right now, right?
The magical appearance of a fairy-shaped piñata has gotten Fundeverians buzzing with curiosity. Initial reports suggest that it was first spotted by Fairy herself as she was out doing a spot of grocery shopping. When attacked, the piñata seems to take damage, and takes a lot more damage if you bring your active friends. Some really enthusiastic members have already discovered that attacking it to a certain amount of damage has caused the piñata to break slightly, allowing them to obtain a token for a special lucky draw prize. There also seems to be a possible prize for the top 3 damage dealers. Stay tuned for more updates as we continue to investigate.
Are we on? Is this on?
We're live!
On! What's up, everybody? Hello to the viewers of the Fundever channel. How are you doing? I hope your Saturday night has been fantastic, because it's about to get even fantastica, especially because it's the first ever episode of the Gamers ABC podcast, and today we have people with us. We have friends, fellow gamers, as we attempt to discuss the things that matter for gamers, by gamers, to gamers, to gamers. I know that made any sense. So yeah, first, my name is Jeremy. I will be hosting today's session, as well as the co-host for today. Everybody say hi and meet Joe Fair.
Hi guys, hello. Welcome to our first ever episode of our podcast, which is by Gamers ABC. So, okay, just before we moved on, I believe all you guys just saw the message from Fundevil, so make sure you go check it out at Fundevil's website. So, I'll just give you a brief introduction of Gamers ABC, what it's all about. Okay, it's a casual talk channel created by gamers for gamers. Space gamers can come together to interact, discuss gaming topics, and learn from each other. It is also a place where we create gaming awareness. promote healthy gaming lifestyle and also gaming events. So guys, if you have any gaming events or any topic that you think we should discuss about, just drop me a line or go to our Discord channel, and we'll take it from there. So just before we move on to the question thing,
I think
we have
Joe.
we we have two shout outs. Just before we introduce the guests, I'm so sorry because this is so special and also it's our first time doing it. Actually, we have one guest who is not with us at the moment, but she will be stepping in soon. I hope soon. She has been having some issues with the PC, but she's fixing it right now. Fingers crossed. It's Amy, one of our guests. Amy, it's her birthday, so when she step in later, we all of us just give her a shout out and wish her happy birthday. The second one is I would like to shout out to Aki Rai. Aki Rai, who is an artist who have done a marvelous job on the artwork for our podcast, the Gamers ABC with the Ice Kacang thing. When you see on our overlay, her boyfriend is doing a giveaway on his channel. So go to twitch.tv/itsogslotty. Okay, so if you don't know the link, I believe his girlfriend is typing on the screen right now or on the chat room. So just take note on that. If you would like to know about the giveaway more, just go to his stream. So yeah, Jeremy, let us all introduce the guests.
Okay, so to our wonderful, wonderful guests, thank you very much for joining us, by the way. Just a heads up, we are joined by Lizara, who is Twitch and Brew streamer. She's also a uni student, so yay, everybody round of applause for Lizara. And then we also have Morris, who wears many hats, even though he's not actually wearing a hat right now. He's a YouTuber, he's a streamer, he's a singer, he's a podcaster, he's a host, he's a jack of all trades. He says he's old, but he's actually still younger than me, so that's fine. We also want to say hello to Apit, who is 29 years old. He's a gamer. He has his very own game shop, and he also runs a whole bunch of community events for gamers. So he's very into the scene. So thank you very much for joining us. On the back end as well, I just want to shout out to Crew, who is basically the man behind the ninjutsu of the OBS stream that you're seeing right now. If everything goes well, it's his fault. If everything goes wrong, it's probably my fault.
Okay.
So welcome to the podcast, guys. Feel free to talk. It begins. You guys have been on the stream. You're not sending me. Just say hello or something.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hello. Yeah, cheer and show us your love and so before. Okay, so I know the viewers are eager to join in the fun as well, and I believe they would have something to say or to ask the guests as well. So throughout the podcast, you may at any time post us the question, but you must use a special code. Okay, so you just type before at the beginning of your question, just type in alias or add gamers ABC and your question, so that it will bring our attention to those questions, and we might read your question on the podcast. So all right, and here goes our first question to the guest.
All right, so today we're talking about the gamer lifestyle, right? So the whole point of today's topic is this is it. I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, video games were like my Saturday all the way till Sunday, all the way till Monday, all the way, and I wait to play games. And it's a lot easier than when you start and when you're in school and you're playing these games, and for you to just find a way to balance. But as you grow up, though, it becomes a little bit more difficult, a little bit more complicated. So today we want to find out about, can you still call yourself a gamer when you're an adult? Can you still indulge in that? In fact, what is a gamer? Anybody want to try and answer that question?
Yeah.
What is a gamer?
Yeah.
I believe it's a person who plays games and really enjoys them. Simply put.
Sorry, go on.
Simply put, that's all.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So you're saying that there is no difference between a person who plays games casually or hardcore. There's nothing as long as you play.
Nah, as long as you play it and enjoy it deep down in your heart, you're a gamer. You don't have to like be known for playing games to be a gamer. You could just be doing it in your room. Nobody knows, not even the people outside your room. You're a gamer.
Okay. Any other different definitions? Morris, Apit, Joe.
Well, here's the amazing thing about it, because like let's face it, a couple of years back, the term gamer would probably be reserved to like people playing in LAN shops or like having PC computers back at home. But these days, now with the advent of mobile games onto just coming onto people's smartphones, the concept of gamers just got more and more broad. So would you call let's say an office lady that like spend like over 100 hours on Candy Crush, would she be considered as a gamer? Personally, sure, I suppose it is. But here's the amazing thing is that when I actually said those things to those said office ladies who happens to make my colleagues, they look at me in a very weird expression, as if whether I'm crazy or not. They say, "Yeah, you're a gamer," and then they looked at me as if I'm nuts. So whether or not it has actually started, to take shape, to take form, that these people are accepting themselves as gamers is still debatable. But I do agree with Lizara's notion that pretty much as long as you have touched the game in some shape and form, you're a gamer.
Any thoughts?
When we talk about the gamers, the definition is like too general. Compare that when we want to talk about something like gamer who are focusing in a handheld or console or handphone, anything. Because I think when we are kids also, we call all the games is a game. I mean, even though you go outside, you play football, it's also considered a game. But what type of games, right? So yes, everything like Lizara said, as long as you enjoy the game, you focus with the game, you spend the time with the game, then you are a gamers. But if you probably play every type of game, you play like about 1 minute, boring 1 minute, boring 1 minute, you can't find what game, then you are not a gamers.
So based on your definition, right?
Maybe in the beginning, when you start to be a gamers, you find this action game or not your type, shooting game is not your type, or suddenly you found JRPG is your type, then you will full-hearted with JRPG, then you are gamers. Exactly.
So it's like you find the fit, something that suits you, and then you enjoyed it, and then not only that, you grew a passion on it. And then I know out there's a lot of hardcore JRPGs. If they are JRPGs gamers, they're truly the loyal gamers. No matter how expensive the limited edition or whatever, go edition, they will spend on it. They will get the limited edition. They will get all the collections. For me, for this question is quite, as you say, it's quite wide. How to be considered a gamer. For me, I always know that I'm a gamer at heart because I started gaming. My first console was like at 9 or 10 years old, and then after that, I moved to I started with console, and then the handheld, and then online PC. I was a avid online gamer because I go to cyber cafes like 2 nights or even 2-3 days, non-stop. Of course, I stop in between breaks for my meals and go back, shower, and then come back. But when I go home for a shower, I will always tell the shop assistant, okay, leave my PC open. Okay, how much do I owe you? I top up, okay? I just want to leave it there because my game is grinding. My character is going somewhere hunting some loots and all that. So don't shut down my PC. So the shop owners will know me, when I'm coming, they'll reserve my favorite spot, and then they'll know I'll sit there. If not, I won't be there, So I have some kind of reputation, and from there on, I moved to like PS3, PS2, PS4 console, and right now I'm streaming from my PS4. And maybe in the later future, soon enough, I can save up for a gaming PC and get to enjoy both. Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness!
cool.
Like Joe does sound to be quite a game connoisseur. He's like
He's like,
He's
tested
hardcore.
tested almost every single part. Right now, what's missing is probably the retro games right now.
Yeah. Oh, I like. I'm a fan of retro games as well. Yeah.
Oh no, I think I just opened up a can of worms. Oh no, oh no, we're gonna spend 10 hours just listening to about.
All right.
That's very important, right? So just to clarify, and this is generally something I'm curious about. You guys don't discriminate against games. So you're saying that if somebody said to you, I play Candy Crush for like 6 hours a day and I'm like world champion, you think, okay lah, you hardcore gamer like you are just as good as like the Dota 2 player.
Well, see, that's where subcategories come in. Like, what kind of gamer are you?
Right.
So, yes, Candy Crush gamers are still gamers.
Okay.
But I would call that like a handheld gamer. The subcategory.
Mobile gamers. Yeah.
Mobile
Yeah,
gamers.
mobile gamer.
Actually, before you guys continue, if you actually can find a person that can play 6 hours straight on Candy Crush, I would love to meet that person and shake that hand. That's like, I mean, 6 hours on Candy Crush, especially if it's stuck on the single level and you just keep playing that same thing again and again. 6 hours. That sounds even worse than what's the Dead Souls or something.
I think unless you fail every single stage, then you play 6 hours because you're not satisfied with. You want to finish it.
Yeah.
That's why
You
it
want
takes 6
to.
hours.
You want to beat the other friends. You know. You want to
Yes.
get the top score. You know what I mean? You want to get the perfect score. Maurice, you know, who knows? I have a friend until now. He's still playing Candy Crush, and he's a loyal fan.
We need to get
For
him
so
on the
many
stream.
years. For so many years, I was like,
Wow.
oh my god, you that game still exists.
It did make all the money in the world at one point, right? So
Yeah.
yes, you have a lot of very loyal fans. And speaking of that, though, so let's talk about this idea, this notion of a gamer. I think the fact that every one of us is here, we're all sitting now having this conversation. We all identify on some level as gamers, right? And that comes with a little bit of I don't know, there's an impression that people have of you, Intel. Do you wear this gamer badge proudly, or do you think like the Safari that goes like, yeah, I'm a gamer, I can't tell everybody, you know, like when I go into the job interview, to make sure I keep that on down low.
For me, it really depends on who I'm talking to. I generally wear the gamer badge really proudly because I love games and I want to let people come and see my stream, you know, grow my following base. But let's say I'm having a conversation with my lecturer. I can't really say that I'm a hardcore gamer. I play games all day, and that's why I forgot to do the assignment yesterday night. So, yeah, I prefer to like dim it down a bit with certain people where I have like other responsibilities too, you know?
Mhm.
Although Lazara, I mean, based on your specific argument, I mean, you could still ask a lecturer if he's perchance like playing the same game as you, and then maybe, who knows, maybe he or she is probably in the guild or something. It's like, hey, you know what, you are in my guild, you know what happened.
That would be insane, though.
Basically, power level your lecturer is giving you I think you're the level 70, you follow me tonight, then do you know what to do with the A tomorrow, huh?
Brand new age of bribing.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
All right, so let's talk about this identity as a gamer, though. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I played games basically all my life, and it's only after a certain point that it actually started becoming looked at a thing where it's, oh, you're a gamer, as opposed to I just play video games and all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'm a gamer. So how long have you felt like you were a gamer? Like you realized that, oh yeah, I think I fit into this section of society. And what was that turning point?
Well, Lazara already got the ball rolling, so I guess I'll come along next. I have to say that before my current state or my current Super Saiyan form, before that, I actually felt ashamed being a gamer.
No.
I know. It's shocking. It's like Morris being ashamed. He can't be real, but it's true, and it's kind of like those stereotypes that you have in the Asian community. They'll like look at you, gaming. How is it useful? Does it give you a paycheck? You're wasting your time and effort and stuff like that. And they are right to a certain extent, but now in this particular day and age, the gaming scene really took a form where the community itself is also a viable source of income if one does intend to go and do it as seriously as a career. But whereas in my case, I still intend to do it as a hobby. And right now, as I'm streaming, I intend to use it as a form of art, if you will, where I perform my jokes and comedies in addition to play. So, but in addition to that, I mean, usually when you mention gaming, they would perceive that person as someone who's really good at playing. I mean, that's the stereotype, at least from my understanding. Whereas I have to admit to everyone here, I suck at it. So I suck at gaming. But that's also why that I just enjoy it, because people just enjoy playing it, and not to emphasize too much on the fact that I get killed and losing for my team. So yay. But so time is changing, and now I actually wear it with pride, amid all the battle scars I have been through. So it's been a rite of passage for me, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. So it's a very interesting thing, because as we grow older, there's this. You have your rites of passages where you come to terms and you accept who you are, and you accept the fact that it's something you enjoy, and you tell the world about it. But the thing is, though, as that happens and as you grow older, I don't know about you, but I found it harder and harder to keep playing. To be honest, I had to rejig my habits when it came to the video games, and I was just curious. Like, does anybody else have anything like that? How do you still indulge in a hobby that requires hours of your time, and which you would be perfectly happy doing every night, against the realities of life and the demands of everything that's made to you?
I'm interested to know what Apit has to say, because he's running a gaming business as well.
Wait,
Yeah,
how
that's
about
a-
we
that's
all
something.
take turns, like 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a
Yeah,
chance.
why not? Yeah.
Clockwise or something.
Yeah.
Well, Jonah, you're up first.
Okay. Okay. As you guys know, I also am a person who wears a lot of hats and also have a lot of freelance job. What I do is, and I'm the kind of guy that does not like to be tied down, or I don't practice discipline a lot. I like to go free, when I'm free, I feel like gaming, then I turn on my PS4, or I feel like, okay, I go for swim, then I just go for swim. But I feel that there's that at some point in my life, there should be some disciplined form of practices. For example, as I grow older, my health is important, right? So as I grow older, I know that I have this health conscious. Okay, I need to look at my food. Okay, I need to look what I need to eat, what I need to do in order to be healthy all the time. And then as long as I maintain a healthy level, of health, sustaining that, I do like jog twice or 3 times a week, and go for swim or 2 times. Make sure I just go like just for 1 hour or even 30 minutes. And then, of course, I watch my meals so that I don't always have all the junk food or fast food, So at times, during my younger days, I used to like, okay lah, the cyber cafe, beside it, there's a mama. Okay lah, just go for Maggi goreng. Every time Maggi goreng. And then as long as fill my stomach, then I can go back to gaming. But that's not the how it works now as I grow older, because I need to watch out for other things as well. And also remembering to spend time with my family, because I'm away. I'm working in KL and my mom is in Alostar. So I make sure that I have like 1 or 2 months I get to go back to my hometown to pay her a visit and bring her somewhere, go jalan-jalan and do something else. And also keep in mind also keep a constant updating my significant other as well, so that I can also have the time to spend with him. So not like always work and then after that go back home game. No, it's a balanced one. So there are a few days in a week that I do this and I do that and make sure I cover everything, and then yeah, that's it, and I get to enjoy my life. Yep.
Moving on. Lazara, would you like to try?
Oh yeah. I actually wanted to answer the question before, like, when did you realize you were a gamer? Okay, so I played games ever since I was a toddler. My parents put those old box computers in my room, so I got to play educational games. And then they had the Nintendo, the SNES, where you have to put the cartridge to play. My favorite games were like Barbie and Mortal Kombat. At that point, I was like 5 or
cool.
something.
Whoa. Hold
Okay.
on right there. There's something wrong with that. Barbie and Mortal Kombat? like how does this two even work?
Well, I'm a girl, and at the same time,
You like blood? Finish him. Track.
I mean,
I think basically she wants to
I
be
can-
Wonder Woman.
I can be friends with guys and I can be friends with girls, something like that.
Okay.
Like,
That's
yeah, I
cool.
have multiple different interests, Okay, so yeah, I didn't know what a gamer was. I thought it was just, it's my life. I play games and it was nothing. And then I think I started to realize that other humans in the world played games too in primary school, because that's when people were like talking about RuneScape, and I'm like, wait, how do you know RuneScape? And yeah, so I started to realize that there was a community of gamers in primary school, but not that much, because I was quite shy. I wasn't really outgoing. I didn't talk much, so I don't really know who played games and who didn't. But I started to grow out of that shell and become a little bit more of a butterfly in secondary school. That's when I found out that other people owned PS1 and PS2 just like I did, and that's when I still get shocked that, oh my god, you have a PS1 too? Like, I seriously thought that was rare or something, because people don't talk about their gamer lifestyle that often in school back then, until you start to ask them. So I think in secondary school is when I realized that I'm a gamer, and I wanted to introduce myself as a gamer to other people in case they play games too, because common interests can bring you guys closer together, right? So yeah, secondary school, about at the age of 13, 14. That's when I identified as a gamer through and through. Wait.
All right. So your first game, Barbie and Mortal Kombat.
My
I'll remember
favorite
that.
games.
So what about Afid?
Yeah. My first game is when I was 6 years old. Same thing with Zara, that my mom gave me a box of PC or CPU something that I installed from my friends, which is a StarCraft game.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the thing that built the from the crystal, and then build the the camp and
Mhm.
so on. I can't
What?
remember the game.
You
Real-time
Remember?
strategy.
You started
Real-time-
StarCraft at 6
I
years.
started StarCraft.
Oh
when
my
I was
So
God.
young. At that time, I was still playing ABC 1, 2, 3.
but,
Barbie.
but the thing is, my mom only allowed me to play game after I study for 4 hours. Then I only can play 1 hour. So there's a discipline that my mom put into me. If you want to play a game, you have to finish your study. That's it. That's the only way. Then when I grew up to be a gamers, I find myself as a gamers when I have friends to play together. Okay, it's not about playing alone. Like when we start having a PS1, PS2. Actually, when I start having a PS1, PS2, and yeah, PS2. PS1 and PS2, I don't have much friends that play games together. It's like maybe a neighbor that play together. They come to my house and then play together. That's it. It's not really big community. But when I was started PS3, I haven't started my business yet, and I started having myself a game buying from the saving that I have. Every day go to school and save my money and then buy a PS3, buy a game. Then that time PS3 is quite cheap. Okay. And after that, I get to know there is something in the Facebook called PS3 Malaysia Gang, something like that. So when I joined that, wow, I see a lot of people are selling and swap games, selling, trade in a lot. So from that, I get to know a lot of friends. And when PS4 started on 2013 or 2014 around that, and I start my business. When I start my business, there is more gamers and more gaming. More community come approach me. There's a lot of friends become my buddy games. We play FIFA, and my best game is Dark Souls 3.
Oh.
Okay, which I have a buddy to play Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3 together until the end of the game. But
Wow.
the thing at the moment, I have to cut off a bit of my game because I have to handle the shop.
Mhm.
So yeah, but still, I cannot throw away a game because every time that there is a new game come, I need to try first. Without trying, then I don't know how to explain to the customer.
Okay.
So that is my current situation about a gaming.
Awesome.
Very cool. All right, so I think everybody's answered that question, right? We good?
Good.
Got
Yes.
everything off your chest?
Yeah.
I have received news that Amy is ready to jump on into the chat right now. So we're going to take a very quick break as we bring Amy on. We get everything set up, and then we will continue with Gamers ABC.
Yeah, stay tuned, guys.
And we're back. Welcome back to Gamer ABC. And we have Amy, who's finally joined us on the podcast.
Yay!
Hi, everyone. I'm back.
Okay.
So, yeah, we should, as I said earlier, before the podcast started, we have a special shout out. It's actually Amy's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Amy! Yay!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. So, how are you going to spend your birthday, Amy?
I haven't decided yet.
Is there going to be a birthday stream?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, possible. High chance it will be a birthday stream.
And with your brand new PC upgrade.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so let's move on to our podcast then, Jeremy.
Right. Okay, so we were talking a little bit earlier on, Amy, in case you just joined us. You did just join us. We were talking a little bit earlier on about the balancing act we have to do in our lives as gamers. So, quick question. We already ran through basically what everybody else did. We know Lazara is a uni student, Ape's got a business. Amy, what do you do in your daily life? Like, what, do you have a job? Are you studying? What's the deal?
Yeah, I'm working right now, definitely. And work as an IT help desk in one of the MNC. I'm not supposed to say the company name, but yeah, in Cyberjaya.
Okay. So that's the thing, right? Obviously, with jobs and responsibilities, and as you grow older, you got to pay a mortgage and finish off your loans and all that kind of real life boring stuff. Question, yeah? How do you guys balance out that gaming life? How do you balance out your own personal gaming needs and the demands of reality? Who would like to take that first? Let's just go with Amy. Amy, since we're talking, go for it.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, first of all, you have to have passion of it. So normally after work, after I reach home, I get rest and get everything done. Then immediately by 9 or 9:30 sharp, I will be start streaming and just everyday streaming and eventually become a daily task that something you have to do.
Very cool.
Wow.
Joe, why don't you say a few things? I know you actually have a job as well, right?
Yes, my job is kind of similar with Amy. What's Amy doing right now? Different company, MNC company as well. So actually, right now I don't have a fixed schedule to stream. I was just a casual gamer, console gamer, and I discovered the benefits of streaming online last year, I think, when I get my PS4 console. So I am putting a resolution. I'm going to work out a fixed schedule to stream because this is one of my passions. So I'm going to do it. Might as well do it right, and gotta have some form of discipline. Gotta have a fixed schedule, and also so that I can actually broadcast, stream my gaming to all the viewers out there, and hopefully I might also have, build a community in my network. Yep.
Okay, Lazara.
How do I balance my life as a gamer? Okay. It was so easy back then in school. Right after school, you just come home and then you chill right in front of your TV, turn on your PS and go like, But it's a little harder when we grow up, huh?
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm in university. In my uni, when I stayed there, as in like in the hostel, I didn't have good Wi-Fi. So I couldn't broadcast my gaming to Twitch. My course, architecture, it's an insane course because you can go like days without sleeping. Most of my friends do that, but I love my sleep, so I tend to sleep at least once every day. And yeah, I've actually gone weeks without playing any games, which is really insane because gaming is such a huge part of my life. What in the world did I do when I didn't play games? I can't even remember. Probably just assignments, eat, maybe exercise a little. But guess what? I miss playing League of Legends so much that I bought some phone internet just to play that. And it's so funny because it still sucks. It lags so much because phone internet isn't the most stable thing to play mobile games with now, is it? So, okay. Now I'm not living in the hostel anymore. That's why you see me streaming almost every day. And how I balance it, like, I tend to settle for 1 to 2 hours of gaming and streaming per day so that I have a lot of time to do other stuff like home chores, cooking, my assignments, exercising. I think balance is the most important thing because if I just played games from morning till night, I wouldn't feel healthy. I'd feel really sickly, I think. So it's just, I think, the most natural thing to do to be disciplined and balance out your time. Yeah. So I always have like a certain amount of hours planned to do certain activities through the day, every day. That's how I do it.
Very cool. Up and about yourself. I mean, you run like your own game business. It involves being surrounded by games every day. How do you find that balance? How do you separate work from play?
How do I separate works and play? Okay, I think it's pretty simple. It's just because of like everyone have work, especially in the morning time, right? So we can't run away from it because that is our source of income. Without the source of income, we cannot pay for game. Correct? So
Yeah.
basically, you're
Legit.
right. Okay. So the thing is, yeah, I make it gaming as a social life. You know, at night time, probably some of the people might go out, play futsal, for social, play badminton, go mama, teh tarik, and so on, right? But I also can put it like, just go open PS4, go here, go party chat, get a friends, talk to them, play games together, or even not the same game, as long as can talk together with the friends. That's it. Sometimes we might talk about the game, we might talk about the life, sometimes we might talk about girls. Probably, but
Ooh.
honest.
Okay.
We might talk about girls, sometimes we might talk about work, what happened in the morning, you know, a lot of things, but not all the time about games. So as long as I can spend like about 1 to 2 hours every night, doesn't matter what game. Okay. Sometimes they just invite me to play Dark Souls together, play Bloodborne together, play Need for Speed together. As long as can play together, right? It doesn't matter what game we are playing, right? As long as put it as a social, right? That's it.
Morris, what about yourself?
Yeah, here's the thing. I suppose I probably have the answer there. It's like, what balance? What balance? But before I actually answer that question, I noticed that the chat reacted what's the word strongly towards my choice of eyewear. So I'm just gonna remove that because I can't see shit out of this. It's like, oh, I can see. All right, so I do admit, because right now I'm actually working, and many situations that it actually can drag on, and by the time I got back home it's like 9-10 p.m. and when I really want to get back on like start streaming, my viewers were like, Morris, why did you come on so late? And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm working. You will be too. I'm suffering for you now, so you know what's to expect later in your life, kids. So then I decided to take this approach of, you know what? I should actually make it so that when I stream, I also play with games. In fact, I actually try to invite people to play games with me, and that became my kind of like my source of gameplay, which is also why I specifically picked free-to-play games, so that my viewers have no excuse of saying that they don't have access to those games at all. And it is also the reason why I started playing Mobile Legends. I know I do not know why I would get into a mobile game. I never got into a mobile game until someone say, "Hey, Morris, try Mobile Legends out." I mean, what could go wrong? Until I realized, oh wait, it's just as salty. Uh, but I have stepped into this realm, and the next thing I knew, I actually gotten relatively how should I say, well known for that game in on my channel. And the next thing I knew, people were watching me play that game, despite knowing that I still suck at it. But that's why I have fun with it, and I suppose it just became a form, just a gathering of people, and I suppose you could probably call that balance. Yeah. So again, back to my original answer. What balance? There we go.
That's a very interesting take on it. I mean, obviously, we're all trying to find ways to keep our hobbies in check without letting it overrun our lives, because it has that potential, doesn't it? So, okay, I'm just looking at the Fundever chat, the channel chat right now, and it's a really simple one from the Fundever mod itself, asking, what do the guests think about the naysayers, the people who say gaming is a waste of time or they look down on gamers? Joe, you like to take that one?
Actually, I would like the guest to go first because I'm one of the hosts as well. But okay, since I've been around in the gaming for quite some times, honestly, I don't give a damn what they say. If they say that gaming is a waste of time, why you keep on gaming? I remember there's how to say it, 2 or 3 of my exes. They they didn't they don't like gaming at all. They don't even play mobile games. So when when we get into the relationship, I always set aside of time to do my gaming, and not to say to set expectations, but people in relationship always says that if you're doing things that are not productive or doing things that they do not understand, they tends to think to the negative side of it. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of resource, it's a waste of money. You bought those games, it's so expensive. Why do you still doing this and all that? They don't understand. That is why it's always my goal to create a space like this, a podcast channel, for us to learn from each other than people from the outside. Of course, we would like to invite outsiders to come in and open their eyes and mind to look at the gaming world. And we are human too. We do have a lifestyle. We have our own life. And to the naysayers out there, I would tell them that no matter how hard you are trying to use negative remarks or look down on gamers, we are the ones that are coming up right now. The world see us with a different eye now. How much they make as a professional gamer. There are so many career opportunities in the gaming industry nowadays. I could give you a list of thousands or hundreds of gaming careers or positions out there, and talk about. I have friends who is in the gaming chair industry right now, and he hires coaches to coach a Dota team, and then he is the manager, and he's doing stuff with the manufacturers and all that. It's how to say it's booming. The industry is booming right now, even though there are many other people that still do not understand what's a gamer's passionate about. So that's what I'm trying to say and trying to express to all those naysayers out there, to change your mindset, to change your perspective on this. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Very cool. Lazara.
Naysayers. I don't really meet that many people who who say like gaming is a waste of time, stop doing that. Besides, adults who don't really game. Generally, I just think that they don't game themselves. They don't understand, probably because they they have other interests, to each their own, and that's totally fine. Like, I don't have to force anybody to be into what I do, which is gaming. But I do tell them that I tell them the positives of gaming. Like, there was this one time where I had to write an essay and then read it out loud in class, and I actually wrote about gaming and how I got to see a whole other world than the one I'm in, like a fantasy world, ride dragons, talk to different people. And guess what? The lecturer actually liked it, and I got an A for that. So yeah, I try to tell people that, gaming is not all negatives. Gaming can be life-changing as well.
Lazaro, when you actually mentioned about, meeting like different worlds and all that stuff, for some reason in the back of my mind, a whole new world just started playing.
No.
I can show through
The whole new
world. Shine, shimmering, splendid.
All right, Upit, what about you? I mean, you've basically turned gaming and everything into work. And how did that work out?
Your question is about whether gaming is wasting our time, right? Okay.
Yeah, how do you deal with that? Like,
Okay.
have you met people who think that you're taking their kids' monies and
Yeah. Actually, there's a lot of people say you are wasting my money
Okay.
because it's called in Malay they call racun.
Okay.
Okay,
It's a poison, right?
a poison.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically when we talk about is wasting of time or wasting of money, right? It's actually okay. How do I put in the word? Okay, probably is the mom or the parents that don't know how to control the kids. Okay, that's number one. Because what I learned from my mom say that you need to be balanced when you are young, because gaming probably your future. Because even when I was kid, I don't know whether gaming is my future. But who knows, I'm already 29 and gaming is my future. Okay, so when we say that is gaming make money, we don't know yet. But in future, maybe yes or no. I have one real example, which I will say gaming is save a life, actually. Okay, I have one friend who opened a branch, a studio game in Batu Pahat. Last time the place have a lot of mak rempit, right? So mak rempit is very dangerous and so on, right? But when he opened a shop over there, it's very shocked that there is no more activity mak rempit over there. But all mak rempit will lepak over there, play games, and there's no more rempit every night actually. So it's a very positive thing. Instead of they wasting time to upgrading the bike or even betting money who wins the race, right? Now they are putting themselves to put their money to play a game, probably training a FIFA every day, because nowadays we can see a lot of FIFA tournament, right?
Mhm.
So they can probably win first place, second place, third place, also got money. So is either how the way how you put it, either it's like wasting a time or wasting a money. I don't think it's wasting a time, because last time you waste a time with doing this, but now you're doing gaming. Instead of wasting a money, also I think is whether you are shifting a money by spending for unnecessary item to now is doing a gaming, which is also can affect a good thing in your life, actually.
Mhm.
Morris, my man? Have you
Man.
encountered anybody who says that your gaming hobby is a waste of time? You should go and get a real hobby, like chop lumber or something.
Yes, my family. But it's true. Generally, my family does not support me doing anything remotely close to the very nature of gaming itself. They generally see it as something, as many would people, just generally perceive it as a waste of money, a waste of time, a waste of effort. And in fact, a funny story. Just 2 days ago, my father actually passed me an email address, and I was like, "What's this email address for?" And then my father said, "Oh, it's a person that you can get to know." And I was like, "Okay, I can see where this is all going. This email address is a lady's, right? Yeah, great."
Okay.
So, but so at the same time, in a sense, I may not be able to get that same support from my family members, but at the very least, I'm still able to get support from my fellow friends and my viewers as well. So I find strength in that. At the very least, there will be people that will not want to. In this case, my family will not want to support. So I've given up on it. Fine, they don't really want to do that. That's fine. I don't even want to force them to that. But at the same time, I also want to make sure that if I'm going to go in this particular route, even on my own free time, I want to make sure that it does not impact them too much. And so I can still just keep on doing this with as little carbon footprint as possible. So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, being a gamer could possibly make you alone.
Okay, so that's an interesting thing. Now, speaking of this whole like getting into relationships and all that kind of stuff, right? How important is it for you guys to do, I guess, date somebody who's okay with a gaming habit or has a gaming habit, or how does that work out? Anybody want to take that? We'll start with a random wheel pointing at Amy, because Amy's been really quiet.
What? What was the question again? I was out a little bit. I'm sorry.
No worries. The question was, how important is it to actually find yourself in a relationship or find a partner who is okay with gaming, who doesn't look at gaming like a complete waste of time? Because we were just on that subject.
Well, it's not really a waste of time. If let's say you have a relationship, you just have to balance up your life and gaming life, equally, and be fair and square to everyone. So, I'm currently single, but my previous relationship is, how to say this? My ex-boyfriend will understand when I'm streaming, and he will respect that. And but when I'm not streaming, and definitely I will, go to him and hang out and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. How about Morris? What about you? How important is it to find like a partner for you? Like everybody's got these criteria, right? On a scale of 1 to 10. Like how important is the gaming factor?
All right, based on the wisdom they have gathered through the years of loneliness, I have to say, you see, stream, they are laughing at me for your entertainment. All right, so I would say it's very important. Although I will say this though, if the person doesn't play games, I'll accept it. What is more important is that at the very least they are able to more or less appreciate it or understand that, hey, the gaming is not a poisonous thing. It is something that can actually can build a person. Let me give you an example. For example, Dungeons and Dragons. Who here has played Dungeons and Dragons?
Me.
You see the others, kids nowadays.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so. Why did I mention Dungeons & Dragons? Dungeons & Dragons has been known to be kind of like the grandfather of a lot of modern RPG games. And yet, it is through those kind of situations that can build a person's communication skills, problem-solving skills and all that stuff. And it has been applied to working situations. And I find that to be an incredible story and incredible experience to share. But so if you are able to find a partner that's able to say, yeah, sure, maybe I don't play as much, but hey, it's kind of cool. I appreciate that, and it would be very nice to find that. So if there is a person out there,
somewhere,
yep, you can direct it to Morris Way.
Oh my goodness!
We'll put your phone number in the chat if you need us to, man. Well, you got your back.
All the single ladies.
I'll have the single ladies. All right.
What about you, Abid?
Relationship, right? Gaming doesn't affect anything in my relationship.
Whoa,
A straight
Because
answer.
master.
very straight answer. I have an experience of having a relationship with a girls gamer
Mhm.
No,
or
no.
gamers
The
girl.
dream.
Right. It's only 3 months.
Oh, okay.
It's only 3 months. The day one when we start play Dark Souls 3 together, and the day number 90 when I help her to finish play Dark Souls 3. That's it.
It's just
Whoa,
Dark
wait,
Souls,
wait.
like,
So
Oh.
ask you to help her out with her Dark Souls.
Yes. By the way, yeah. Basically, actually, about the relationship, I won't say I mean, people who have a relationship with me for a past, they don't say much because this is my career. It's not only hobbies. Hobbies is probably like at night time, but they know that this is my career. So as I said, there's nothing much effect.
Okay,
Mhm.
very cool.
Okay. They basically
Lazara,
know
how
you.
about you?
Oh, about me. Let's see. Um, if I'm dating somebody, they're usually a gamer because I generally think that all guys play games. But that was this one time when I dated someone and I asked him, "Hey, I play League of Legends. Want to join?" And then he was like, I don't play games." I was like, "What?" Because, like, seriously, okay, I went from not knowing that people played games to assuming that literally all guys played games. So when he said I don't play games, I was like so shocked. I'm like, wait, what?
Whoa. Okay, here's what. I think this question is a bit unfair to Lazara because let's face it, the percentage of female gamers is, in severe decline, close to extinction when compared to male gamers. So there's a
And they just don't know they're gamers yet. It's only a matter of time before we pull them out of their hole and all like big as like Final Fantasy characters together. Just
But yeah, most of the guys I've been with were gamers, and it's like a super bonus because you get to play games together. You understand each other's lifestyle. You're not gonna be like if I wasn't a gamer girl and my guy was a gamer, I'll be like, stop wasting money on that. You could spend that money buying me clothes or something, and we could spend more time having fancy dinners and stuff. But I'll be glad to, chill at home on the PC gaming with my significant other.
I get the latest this and ramen cup noodle flavor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good stuff though.
Yeah.
You should
My favorite is
you
spicy
should ask him
Korean.
to join too.
Join what?
All right.
Play again.
this is interesting. So, out of curiosity, and since Morris, you said like earlier on, like the question is a bit unfair to Lazara. I was just generally curious. Have you ever dated anybody who was not okay with your gaming habit, who hated it?
Quite. Well, I need to be very careful how I answer this. This could be
Yeah,
the last
yes,
time.
isn't it?
I may never ever exist again after I answer this question. So I would say yes, because I'm not sure why though. They would like think, oh, Morris, you look cool, you look funny, you sound funny, you seem interesting. So what do you do on free time? Oh, I game. and immediately from that expression, you can tell that they really perceive gaming as a very negative thing. So I've seen
That's
that
funny
face.
because that's the opposite for me.
Again, the question is not fair towards ladies like Lazara. Which is a good thing for you, okay? It is a bad thing for me. So I'm just saying that. So of course your experience, your knowledge may vary. I just may be a very special subset of person out there, forever alone icon. So yeah.
Aw, don't worry, you'll find them.
Once again.
You never actually dated anybody that. So like, there's nobody ever like hot enough for you to say it's okay. I think she'll learn to love me for my habits.
I haven't. It's not as if that I didn't try. I did like, hey, you know what? Let's try some Mario Kart. Right? It's not that difficult. Come on, let's just have fun, And for some reason, as soon as I handed her like a controller, she's like holding it like it's some kind of like radioactive device. Yeah, I haven't really met that yet. I met that person yet. But then again, I'm not exactly in a rush. I'm having a lot of fun and just playing with my viewers on stream and all that stuff. So I'm good for now.
That's cool. That's very cool. That's very cool. So, as a general question, in a day, how many hours do you guys spend full on gaming, or do you guys have like a general trend, Amy?
Well, probably I would say 3 to 4 hours per day.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
3 to 4 hours a day.
And the longest I get, I think I stream about 5 hours, more than 5 hours straight, and that is this disaster.
Why?
Why? What was the disaster?
Because you want to know, let's say you're playing RPG, you need to know the story, and you can't stop it when it's like a cliffhanger to use that. I want to know more, and I need to know more. And the more you play, and the more story develop, and you need to play more to know more, and just keep dragging, and then it's like, oh, this is so tiring after that.
It's such a vicious cycle. You will never ever chase the dragon. Let it go.
But actually, I feel Amy though. I have that kind of feeling as well, because I usually stream. For me, the shortest is 1 hour stream, but I can go up to 12 hours. I stream more than 10 hours, 12 hours straight. But of course, when I'm eating my meal, having my meal, I have on my stream as well, or I just pause and told my viewers, okay, hang on, I gotta take a shower. I'm really staying, So
thank goodness the
just
webcam is not in the shower.
just stay tuned, and then I'll back, just get a change of clothes and quickly grab a bite and then come back, and I get the feel, Amy. I feel you, because for example, the recent one was Final Fantasy 15. When it first out. You do not know how many hours I spent on it, straight. Because I am working in the IT line, so I get a lot of I work 12-hour shift. So in a week I get like 3 to 4 days off. So I can start streaming from my first off day to the end of my off days, non-stop.
That is incredible.
Yeah. Unless that I'm super tired, I say, okay, stop, guys. I'm going to take a rest, a shut eye, and then after like 4 or 5 hours, I'm up again and running. I just can't keep, stopping at a storyline, and then just don't know what will happen to the protagonist or to the story. I feel you.
Yeah. And just for Final Fantasy 15, I spent more than 200 hours for that game.
Oh, me too. I spent.
Wow.
I spent.
Ongoing, yeah.
And already, ladies and gentlemen, you can already saw the addiction in Final Fantasy 15. These guys need your help, so please call the toll-free number now on your screen now to help them through this difficult time.
Set number low,
There we go.
I just got a text from my US American friend. He just bought the Xbox, the Final Fantasy 15, and his husband is like texting me, "Hey, you still on Final Fantasy 15?" I said, "Yeah, why?" "Oh, my husband need your help. Need some tips." "Okay, just just shoot away."
So they call a long distance call to get information.
No, we actually chat on the WhatsApp. Video record. Audio recording. Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
So out of curiosity, what's the longest time you guys have played in one sitting on a game?
Wow. Well, maybe I'm just cheating here, but I would say that probably not playing game, but more like casting. I was shoutcasting an Overwatch tournament. and I shoutcasted just me alone because my co-caster wasn't around, so I was shoutcasting for 6 hours straight, just constantly talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and I was also frantically. Think of topics to talk about during the breaks too. So I would say, yeah, it's just 6 hours of continuous Morris goodness.
Oh, wow. I think
People
for me,
enjoy-
more or less, yeah.
So yeah, 6, 8 hours. I probably will not go beyond that. I do think. Fortunately, I do believe I still have a discipline to sometimes you just have to stop. That's it for the day. Just let it go, man.
Just to okay, I just saw one of the question because it's also related to this question that we are discussing. For do you feel guilty if you have stream for long hours? Do you feel guilty about that for playing games too long? What do you have your take on this?
It depends. If I actually had to do something like run an errand, and that was my job to do it, like my mom told me to go buy bread, and then like I accidentally played from morning until night, I'd be like, oh no, I forgot to buy bread. That's when I feel really guilty.
I think the problem doesn't just lie with the buying bread. I think you also missed out breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
When you realize it's not morning anymore, that's when I start to feel guilty. Like, oh shit.
Wait, what happened to the sun? Is it 2012?
World end.
What a horrible movie!
I'm opposite when gaming. It's a
So
thing.
what about Amy? I understand Amy is also part-time YouTube streamer. She streams regularly. So what is your take when you during the weekend you would have a long stream and suddenly at the end of the stream suddenly you forgot you realized you forgot to do something. Do you feel guilty and how do you deal with it?
Well, I definitely won't feel guilty. I just enjoy it no matter I'm playing the games by myself or streaming the game. I just enjoy the whole process entirely, and I don't remember anything that I need to do. It only happens after a stream. It's like, oh, okay, okay, I forgot something. Fine, let it be and let it go and continue my life.
Okay, passion comes first.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
We got a message in from the AIM Games down in the chat. It says, Gamers ABC, have you ever played games from late night until daytime? Because I had, and it was the best time of my life.
Oh, okay. Okay. I want to
first. I start first. I think I did that before only once, but I would not recommend anyone doing that. I remember when I was still in high school, where this Counter-Strike was newly released, and everyone was hot about it in this cyber cafe. And I literally played 12 hours straight from 6 p.m. until the next morning, 6 a.m. And after that, I sleep like a dead pig.
The good old
Wow.
DDoS days.
Yeah, just, you can't stop, especially you have friends around and, no one wants to go home and keep on playing.
Okay. Actually, I have a reason why I wanted to share this story because when I discovered about streaming a year ago, I was contemplating on whether to stream on YouTube platform or Twitch. So because I have a YouTube account where I already started on it, and there were some videos, and then I tried streaming on it, And why I do it in late night after midnight, because I wanted to attract some overseas audiences and viewers. And you know what? I got them because I played daylight with them. And the time zone thing, they have a different time zone there. So midnight here is like morning for them. So I played with some kids like 12-year-old kid and 10-year-old kid, and they actually opened a party for the game party, and then brought me to to places, to adventures, and to some very overpower OP loots. I can just use that weapon and kill all the bosses in the game, and and I made friends with them. But unfortunately, because I jumped from YouTube to Twitch, is also another reason, because I find that Twitch is more for gamers oriented thing. And of course, after the stream, I would export my archive to the YouTube channel as well. So that is why I used to stream late nights, my late night streams from after 12 to the next morning, like maybe 8 or 9, or when I feel sleepy. So yeah.
How about yourself?
Sorry. Okay.
How about yourself? What's the longest time you ever spent playing a game?
I just did it what Amy did. What Amy said just now. I play For Honor from one time. Not one time, actually, most of the day. When the For Honor released on month of April or March, sorry. I started at 10 p.m. at night, and then I finish about almost near to 10 a.m. in the morning. Just because of I am very excited to play a game that related to sword handling.
Yeah, For Honor is
Sorry.
Wait,
definitely-
whoa,
Sword
wait.
handling.
Hold on. Hold on. Pit, why is it that you mentioned sword handling and the others laughed?
Sorry.
Why is it that you mentioned sword handling and the other people and the other folks in the chat room laughed?
What?
What's with that reaction? No one caught the joke. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
Good try, Morris. Good try.
I'm see you guys.
No, just because of maybe myself previously playing Dark. I'm very excited with Dark Soul game, with the Blood Bowl game. So the latest is For Honor make me, and some more is a full online game. And when we talk to, it's like about 10 people, 5 versus 5, and all is player. Then we doesn't know really what is happening. When we see a watch, right, suddenly it's already 6 a.m. Never mind, just finish a game. When we just want to finish a game, it's almost 10 a.m. Never mind, I'll go to sleep after that. That's it.
That's hardcore.
Yeah,
How about you, Lazara? What's the longest time you ever spent playing a game?
Okay. Recently, as a university student, kind of adult age, 5 hours was the most, which isn't really that much. But back then, when I was in school, the moment I woke up, I went to the TV room, turned on my game, and probably spent like 12 hours or more just on the same game. Well, technically, I love playing different games, so like I switch games throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So 12 hours or more, but not streaming, just enjoying it on my own.
You see, that's the thing, right? You see, every gamer has a story like this, and that's why I think gamers get such a bad rep sometimes. Because all we do is give us 12 hours of play. We don't need food. We don't need to go to the toilet. Just leave us alone.
Yeah, we eat Maggie, we eat snake in front of the games.
Yeah.
In that 12 hours.
I think I probably stopped when my mom came home from work, and just like rushed, like turned it off immediately. Okay, no, I was supposed to do lots of stuff. Okay, I wasn't playing.
Zara, you do realize that this stream is live, right? Your mom could be watching it right now.
She could be
daughter had
actually,
done
but
this
that was a
before.
long time ago. Okay, so probably forget.
Oh, I'm curious to know, what about you, Jeremy? I mean, we are talking about the games that got us hooked for hours and hours or even days without food, and we still, survive. What about
Okay.
yourself as, the host?
Oh.
I have a million of these stories, but the one that that my girlfriend constantly reminds me about is this one time. I had a friend come over at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and he says, "You know what, Jeremy? Let's do some Diablo runs." Yeah, about 3. Wanted to get some gear, just basically grinding for the sake of it. So my girlfriend goes up, and then I tell her, and she gives me a call. Like, oh, you still playing? You want to come join us for a drink? It's like 8 o'clock. I'm like, nah, I'm still playing, my friend. It's gonna be good. Then she says, okay, you know what? I'll see you later tonight. So she comes home at about 11:30. I'm still playing. And then she says, you know what, Jeremy? You know what? Since you're still playing, I don't want to interrupt. I'll just sleep over tonight. So she slept over at my place, and I kept playing. The next morning, when she woke up at about 8 o'clock in the morning, I still have not moved with my friend on the couch. And she's like, do you want me to buy breakfast? I'm like, could you really please? I would appreciate it. It's legendary. We really trying to get. You just can't get it.
Wow.
What a great person you have.
And then ever since then, my friends have not been allowed over to my place.
Oh, Ben.
Okay.
Irma Ben.
Okay.
All right, Jeremy, please promise me this. Do not let go of this woman. All right, you after this, just go straight to a diamond, like a ring store. Just grab one and just jam it onto her ring finger. That's it.
So you're mine. You're gonna run away.
Yes, make her your wife. Done. Don't wait.
I agree with Maurice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really is great. But yeah, so that's my story. It's really cool stuff. Now, okay, just to bring it back a little bit, I'm looking at the chat once again. We also have some more questions come in. There's one that says, Gamers ABC, what do you think regular gamers like us can do to create a more positive impression of gaming and gamers? Because there is this thing, and it is the thing, right? Gamer does come across as a bit of a dirty word sometimes. Like, tell an investment banker or your future father-in-law that gaming is something you're very passionate about, and you're bound to get a bit of a dirty look. So what can we do to switch up that perception? And I think maybe we'll go with Apit. What do you think?
You mean about? Can you repeat your question again? Sorry.
How can we, as regular gamers, improve the perception of gaming or the gamer hobby in general?
Hobby in general. How to put it in the proper words? Okay, in order to improve regular gaming, right? Why don't we put like this? I don't know how to say it about in terms of gaming side, because I'm not really a streamer, and in terms of a personal perception, right? One is either you wanna put a game as your life, as an hobby. You need to put inside your timetable. That's number one. And possible, as I said in the beginning just now, is to make it as your social life. Do not put yourself into like you are just lonely in your game world. That's not pretty good, because it's not good for your future, because you will be end up you will be end up your life alone.
Oh, wow.
That's,
Please don't do
That's so
that.
serious.
Okay.
Is that
Serious,
for Maurice?
for some reason, that just seemed to be aimed
Serious.
towards me. Oh
Okay.
my goodness. Oh,
But
we need to talk about this privately.
PM on the side. Okay, but when I said about the social, choose a game. Because I see I'm not a phone game. So you're talking about the Mobile Legends, right? It's actually a lot of people are playing together, right? The Mobile Legends. So it's actually very good, because you can be socialized together with your friends. Actually, yeah. As I said, in my perception, is the best is to improve your social with the games.
Oh, very cool, very cool. What about you, Amy? What do you think regular gamers can do to improve the perception of the gaming hobby in general?
Me?
Yes, you, Amy.
Oh, well, like Api says, I think I kind of agree of what he says, that you need to find a game that some of your other friends are playing together, and then you can join forces or raid together or battle together to have fun. That then you improve the socials and your gaming skills to prove that among your friends, and you're a casual one, but actually you can prove yourself to everyone that you can be a pro gamer one day.
Cool. Lazara?
How regular people can improve perception of gaming. Well, the best way to do it, I think, is like when you're hanging out with your friends in a group, and some of them think that gaming is just bad in general. You can team up with another gamer friend and try to convince them. Sort of have a like debate, because debates are always fun, and kind of say like the positives in gaming, how you can balance it. It's not that bad after all. But if you're like a shy person who doesn't really talk much, or maybe doesn't have any friends, I'm sure everyone has friends, you can probably post about the positives of gaming on social media. Social media is widely used now by everybody, gamer or non-gamer. So yeah, you can use like videos, educational videos on gaming, pamphlets. Wait, what do you call those? Posters. Yeah, they call those posters, pictures and stuff like that.
All right, Morris.
I'd say that probably the most direct method is to have a positive impact on your community. So even if gaming, right, if you are able to produce, let's say you don't make a video, but you actually wrote something about it and you put it on some forum or maybe your own personal blog, which has proven to be beneficial for whomsoever that may be reading it or watching it, you're already doing something positive. And it is through, I personally believe, I strongly believe that you don't just play it, you need to also be able to share your opinions and your advices in a practical form, in a knowledgeable form, which is also why when you go to forums and people actually write, tips and tricks and all that stuff and advices, those are more highly sought after. That's also the reason why there's so many websites out there giving guides and tips on like, how do you play this character in League of Legends? How do you play this character in Overwatch? And so on and so forth. So it is, I do believe that it is actually through these actions that you do outside of gaming that will truly shape the positiveness towards gaming itself.
Interesting. Actually, Joe, what's your take on it? I know you got a very strong, like, community-oriented bent. So I think the perception of gamers in general is something quite important to you.
I have quite a different take. Maybe you can call me a more practical guy. It's the dollar sign, actually. I remember first when I started my YouTube channel, I told my friends and my colleagues, hey, go and be my subscribers and also my followers, I'm going to earn big bucks, soon after a few months. And then after 3 months, I showed them because they were like, okay, there's nothing, you won't earn a cent from it. And they were very skeptical and they don't believe. And I have to force them to click the link, click my link and then just click the subscribe. You don't have to watch my movie. It's okay. So, a few of them was like, oh, okay. Do you seriously know, what is this about and all that? I said, yeah, I read through the terms and condition and I know how it works and what the deals are and all. And although I am not working hard enough, but after 3 months, I managed to show them my statistics, analysis, and then you say, hey, see, got 5 cents, and for your information, it's not in Malaysian ringgit, it's USD. So
Okay.
that really changed some of the people's perception, that gaming, it could be turned into a source of income or even in monetary terms, and I've seen like Maurice said, and other people that said you can use it for your social life. You can integrate it, can integrate your social life in it, and also get helps and guides, from other people as well. Yes, and I've seen life-changing streamers as well, where the community is so is so heartwarming because they all come together and help the streamer achieve a certain goal, like for example 1,000 followers or subs. They just help the streamer achieve that goal, and then help her get the well, what do you call the partnership with Twitch and all this stuff. It's more like not so much of the entertainment, but it's about human being. It's being a human to other people. It's being a person, in your life, in your daily life, how you treat people and how you want people to treat you back. And as a gamer, we could really do or do stuff like this to change people's perceptive, or definitely improve the perceptive of gaming. Yeah, that's my take on it. So you guys, you can really see these examples. There are lots of examples of streamers and gamers out there that I just mentioned. Yeah.
Joe, you're very deep, Joe.
I agree with Joe. Money can actually change people's perception on gaming. It's crazy.
So the ball is we can all get rich.
A little richer.
Just a little richer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
However, if I may just interject it just a bit, I did initially when I actually started streaming as well, I was also having this mindset of like, hey, you know what? I want to make it big. I want to be successful. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a successful Twitch streamer. But then, through the journey itself, I realized that I wasn't enjoying myself. I feel that I was, forcing that particular mindset with that particular goal. And I think that my viewers also felt that too. So that's when I also decided, you know what, Morris, let's change your mindset. Let's just do this because you enjoy playing with people. You enjoy the view. You literally enjoy the presence that your viewers actually come in and join you. And just be yourself. Don't have too much expectations of what you expect from the viewers. Rather, just be yourself and present what. Me in this case. And I realized that then later on the how should I say, the reactions from the viewers changed drastically. It was such a huge thing. I mean, these viewers are smart. They know that if whether I'm faking or not. And so when I decided not to fake it, then the entire experience just got a lot more easier to deal with. Then I no longer felt very stressed about trying to stream stuff and all that. So I do think that this is something, and it also makes a lot more sense about what those YouTubers, when they actually answer in their own videos, when they were also presented these questions as well. So like, oh, how can I be successful like you? And I noticed that their answers has pretty much always been the same. Just do what you do, enjoy as much as you can, and try to do your best to it, and eventually, success will eventually just find you.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Maurice. That's what Fun Devil is trying to do. Bring up all the potential and talents from the members as well, and groom them. They have to have their own talent, the uniqueness, to be just be themselves, not to be so money oriented or money minded. After you gain all the trust and faith of your community, money will comes in pretty soon enough. So that is why, because people come to your channel for you, for you, because you are you. Yeah.
That's so true. The most important thing is do what makes you happy. The money will come.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a very good way of looking at it, I guess. And that's actually something that's been repeated and told to me multiple times. You gotta have just the passion and not worry about the money, and it'll happen some way or another.
Yeah.
Or you work at Starbucks and then you stream at night.
I mean, definitely, you still have to be practical about it. Let's face it, even if you're actually doing your best and you're trying to, enjoy yourself while you're streaming it, the so-called success may not necessarily come to you. So one should still be, be practical about it, down to earth, that, hey, you know what, you can't just sit around and just stream all day long, you still have to go and get yourself a job and make sure that your bills are being paid for. So if you guys are actually intending to do this, I do strongly recommend that take a good look at your life and really put into order as to what takes priority, because ultimately streaming is all about entertainment, and there's no point in being all stressed about it throughout the entire experience anyways.
Very true. Well, I feel like we went very deep here, guys. All of a sudden, we just moved into like life philosophy.
Our scars are
it's
coming to
lifestyle.
surface.
Yeah, this is a life of gamers. We gotta be real, and also we gotta be practical as well. At some point, if you don't have the time to do it, don't overdo it as well. That it will ruin your whether it will ruin your life, or whether you will miss an opportunity or golden opportunity. Don't overdo it. Just take a step back and take check it again, and then so that you can make the next move.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool stuff. Now, speaking of practicality, and when it comes down to your gaming habits and everything, do you guys allocate like a budget for your games? Do you buy on a whim, or do you have like in your balance sheet every month I allocate 5% of my paycheck to buy new games this month?
Okay. Maybe I'll just put it across that, like, before I was known as Morris Kaidos on Twitch, I did a name change. I was previously known as Budgetmeister Morris, which a lot of my viewers still affectionately refer to me by, because I created my channel with the emphasis on, hey, let's be as cheapo as we can. So therefore, I suppose there can still be fun things that you can still play without spending a single cent, or at least spending as little as possible. So ultimately, enjoy the gaming, but try not to splurge. It's kind of hard to actually emphasize on that part.
Anyone has like a lot of disposable income, or
Does anyone? I think Upit would know, because Game Store.
Yeah. How about Apit? Could you share?
I won't know how much I spend because I just need to take from my store. But
No. Hey, lucky.
Oh gee, I need a gaming keyboard. Let's take it from the stock. There we go. Oh man, I need a gaming chair.
I think you asked the wrong person.
Please,
But
Apit, send some my way. I need it.
But I saw there is a people I spend about 500, 600 a month at most in my shop, because I got a record whereby there is a top customer, a top spending in the month.
Did they get a free gift?
Yeah, they will get a voucher. They will get some kind of toy that related to the game, keychain or something. Yes, especially they will get a voucher from us. Yep. 600 at most. Yeah.
Wow.
That's got a substantial amount.
For me, I never spend money on games unless it is discounted on Steam.
Good
Well
move.
planned.
Steam summer sale, anyone? How much
Yeah.
did you even buy on that? Oh my god.
You can't resist. It's a spell that will drag you in. Spend more money.
Especially when the wallet starts flying into your CPU and your money goes out. I'm sure you guys know about the animated GIF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
Gabe's static images just smile at you. Please
So what
give
I
me your
do
money.
I buy all the games that I really, really want during the sale, and I just store them in my library, because I'm not gonna play every single game all at once, right? So I kind of just store them for like one entire year. When I finish a game or I want to play a new game, I'll just be like, what do I have in my library? How about this one? So yeah, it's a good tactic to go about it.
But I'm pretty sure that that all of us are pretty much guilty of having a huge an extensive list of games on Steam, but pretty much haven't really touched beyond 10% of it.
Yeah.
The backlog is real, guys.
Yeah.
You hear that, you gamers?
The struggle
hear
is
that?
real.
Don't complain you don't have games. Just go back and check your stream.
Yeah.
You know
Check
you're
your
guilty.
library.
Yeah.
For me, as a console streamer or couch gamer, the game trading part comes really importantly, because after I play the game, if I like it, I will reconsider to trade it with someone else. But if not, I will sell it on Facebook groups or Muna.com. And what I do is if the title, I have to do some research, in-depth research about the game itself and how would I be spending my time on it. If for example, Final Fantasy 15, like me and Amy will go, oh, that's the top of our list, our bucket list or wish list, that will be original copy. We'll get the pre-order done, early as possible, and then deal with it, and then we will get the copy by the first day. And then if other game titles, then for me, I will do a research, not so much, or this is maybe my liking is only like B plus, and then that game I'll probably get a second or pre-owned copies, from other players. And then after I play the game, I resell it back, or I trade it for another title with other people. I've met retailer, they do game tradings also, where you buy at a cheaper price, but then if you come back within a set period of time, you can top up like 50 ringgit for another title. So that really helps PS4 gamers, to budget the financially for games, for game titles. That helps a lot in our finance.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what's like the biggest thing you've ever sacrificed to save up for a game? Anybody like say,
Wait, hold on. Biggest thing you sacrificed? What do you mean? Like, do I have a satanic circle or something like that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean I sacrificed something?
To the Dark Lord, so for that new collector's edition.
Oh yeah, that's true. We always do that. Why? Well, of course we're not. Have I sacrificed something?
Yeah, just to save up for something.
Dignity. That could be one. Dignity.
Sacrifice for money.
A basic human respect. Yeah.
Well done,
let me share. I extend my planning for getting married just because of this shop.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That is a sacrifice.
Wow, that is
that is real legit.
I mean, that's well planning, right? I mean, it's like it's not as much of a sacrifice, but more of a just well thought out plan.
It's an investment, I think.
Yeah. So good choice.
Very cool.
Please send me the gaming equipment, please. Thank you.
We private message.
He will take from the store.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna comment here on the chat. Basically, it says, "Meet Joe Fei to your statement of selling games in Malaysia. Game titles depreciation is extreme. A lot of Malaysian game retailers will buy the games at most 20% of the original price, even if it is quite new, around 2 or 3 months."
Yes. To add on to that, of course, retailers would accept a much lower price range. That is why I have to, do quite an extensive research. Not only the Facebook groups, you have to go to like laoyat.com, .net. You have to go to Carousel. You have to go to Lazada and Moda.com. All that to determine the price that you want to resell this title. Of course, ultimately, as you said just now, the question, what we have to sacrifice. Yeah, I have to sacrifice the price range, being depreciated by the retailers, because for retailers, of course, the games that I'll be getting will be brand new. That's why I say that some retailers, they have this concept whereby it's an old game, but if you come back within a month with that old game, you can top up like 50 ringgit for another title, but of course it's also a used copy. But that really helps with the budget. You don't have to break a bank for a brand new copy, right? If it's like a B minus or B plus liking. I have these ratings for my liking to the game titles. So unless if you're really a super fan of, for example, Final Fantasy, you gotta own every title, then go for the brand new copies and the unopened one, so that you get to keep them, you get to display it or whatnot. So yeah, I mean, it's cool that the local retailers, business owners, they understand the pain, of gamers out there, because we we couldn't be spending every month like 300 to 500. Like Api says, some goes to up to 1,000. They even change consoles, and all that. So do your own research. It's just few clicks away on which title that you want to resell, and set the price that you want to sell. Go to the FB, Facebook, or whatever Malaysian gang for PS4. Just promote it there. But keep your options open, because people might want to negotiate. Don't just stick to one price. So yeah, that's my piece of advice for you guys.
How to hustle your secondhand games, brought to you by Joe Fair.
This has been a public service announcement by Meet Joe Fair. Meet Joe Fair. You're friendly.
This could be a whole new title, a topic to discuss on, because yeah.
This topic has been approved by Butchermeister Morris. He's a satisfied customer.
Okay,
guys, it is 10:50. We are 10 minutes away from the scheduled end of the podcast. So before we wrap up, any final thoughts, any final things you'd like to say about the gamer lifestyle? Amy, why don't you start?
Gamer lifestyle.
Anything you'd like to see? Anything you want to happen? Anything you wish to achieve?
Well, of course, There's a lot. There's a lot in my bucket list, but just to share the most important one. That I hope everyone support my channel. Then please click that.
Yay!
Subscribe that.
Time for plugs.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yes.
There we go.
And that will motivate me and to play more games.
Yes.
And how about you, Apit?
Oh, since Amy are doing a self-promotion, I also want to do a self-promotion for True Community. Okay, now, man.
Floodgates have been opened.
Okay. For a gamer's lifestyle, right, I just want to say that you can be a hardcore gamers, but think about your futures, right? If you think you want to do something like gaming makes money, there's only a few things. Either you open a business of gaming like me, then you can make money from games, and you can just play any games that you like. That's number one. Or you can be the most pro gamers like possible, that you playing like Dota or FIFA or Counter-Strike, all that, which you can make a team and you can win worldwide. And yeah, last but not least, just make sure that continue have a social life with the games.
Very cool. Lazara?
Okay. First of all, I think the gaming community that we have here is super awesome. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here, watching me and the rest of these guys. I'm so glad that I got to know them. I'm going to check your streams out and videos and stuff like that. What I'd like to tell the community is always spread positive vibes to non-gamers and gamers. Support each other. That is so important. That's how we help each other grow. We'll grow faster that way, in fact.
I could not agree more. We should start a campaign to start removing the word salt from the gaming community.
Hey, but it's a good meme though.
we need to add sugar, not salt. Come on.
Yes.
Sugar.
There we go.
We can start sugar.
Sugar and spice.
And oh no, and everything nice.
Are we going to break out into the Powerpuff Girls song? Is that what's going to happen? All right. So, Morris, what about you?
Me, I would want to okay, for you guys viewers, sorry. I'm hoping that you guys can take away that that being a gamer is a lifestyle, that it is not a career choice. All right? It should not be something that truly determines your career future. But at the same time, do not let external factors limit your enjoyment towards gaming, because ultimately the term game is about literally doing things that you cannot do in everyday life. You will be able to go and tame dragons or loot cars in real life without getting police involved, right? But that's the point about it. You are supposed to have fun. But if you actually focus on it for way too much, to the point that it starts to negatively affect you, your loved ones, your friends, then you have to really just take a step back and then really think about as to like, what can you do to try to make this work? Because let's face it, you're playing a game. You want to have fun. And that's really that should be the ultimate thing that you should try to aim for, and that balance is always a constant battle. So keep it up. We will still be here, and let us all grow together.
Now, Joe, I know that there's one question that was asked in the chat that somebody's very intent on asking. Why don't you feel free to ask it, and let's try to get one last round of question and answers going before we end the stream.
Yeah, for Bugsma, I think his user ID. For the gaming setup or gaming gear, for gamers, for streamers starting up, you don't necessarily need a high spec one to start with high spec, or to go and rob a bank and to just to start your stream. This is what we will be talking about in our next episode. So coming up next, guys, please stay tuned, because I am also in the midst of inviting potential guests for that topic. And for information, I think Amy and Lazara will be on it, because they are the experienced streamers. They are the regular ones on YouTube and also Wolf, so they know what are the basic setup of the gaming, and also for the streaming as well. So please stay tuned for our announcement for the next episode. But thank you guys very much for staying with us up until now and showing your love and your support to this podcast and of our first episode. But for me, as I want to add on to Maurice, it's a lifestyle. Gamers are human as well. We do have a life. It's just that your choice of of life, of what kind of which path you're taking. For some people they involve social life into gaming. For some people they take it outside. For some people it's a business. But it's a gamer's lifestyle. Every one of us has a life. And I want to say to all of you guys, keep your passion alive. Keep your passion alive. Dream big, whatever you can dream big. Okay, don't big or small. Keep on dreaming and keep gaming, guys.
Heal the world, make it a better place.
All right, so that's it. I want to say thank you very much. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Aplik. Thank you, Lazara. Thank you, Morris. Thanks very much, everybody watching the channel. Also, thank you very much for Deva for hosting. This was awesome. Like 30 people watching. Come on.
That's awesome.
I want more.
Don't forget our shout out as well. Of course, happy birthday again to Amy. Everyone, you can go to her stream maybe later. Stay tuned for her announcement as well on our Discord channel, Discord chat. And also Slotty's giveaway. Also, I would like to shout out for him. Thank you, Aki Rai, for the artwork for our podcast as well. Yeah, we hope to continue doing this, and then we are going to take this like maybe we'll have it once a month, and then we'll see how it goes. So really thank you, salute to all you guys who give us the support and love, and we hope that we will see you very soon.
Alright, sekian, terima kasih everybody.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you guys.
Thank you for birthday
Thank
wishes.
you.
Bye.
See you guys. And have a good
Adios.
night.
Yeah, good night everyone.
Thank you.
Hear the word.